Welcome back, welcome back. I'm MTG Joe, and today we're going to be playing some more Standard 2020, getting as many looks at new potential decks as possible for the upcoming Throne of Eldraine release. So this is a color combination I don't normally play, Boros. Generally just attacking with dorks isn't my preferred method of Magic. But we played against a kind of cool deck that yesterday, so I thought, you know what, let's give Boros a shot. So this is my take on a Boros Mentor deck. So this isn't Feather. Feather we've played before on the channel. I think I already did a rotation-proof version of it, in my opinion. So Feather's probably better than this, but it's a little bit more all-in on one or two creatures. This is more around a little bit of a go-wide strategy and then using Mentor to upgrade our creatures. So the deck itself, we have Healer Hawk as our 1-drop, and it's an evasive 1/1 with flying, and the lifelink is good against all the mono-red Cavalcade decks. If we could Mentor onto it and make it bigger, it helps with the race. Goblin Banneret is our other 1-drop, so it is a 1-mana 1/1 with Mentor, and then you could pump it to make it larger and then Mentor your other creatures. So 6 1-drops in the deck. There's not as many good 1-mana 2/1s right now in the format, at least in this color. Like there's Loyal Pegasus, but this needs other creatures to attack. Then our other 1-drops are God's Willing. So this is for more of the late game, so it can both protect our threats, but also when we need to push through that last little bit of damage in the late game, it can give our creature basically unblockable. And then Shock is both removal for the early game, a way for us to trade up. So if we deal, say, 2 damage, we can deal that other 2 damage to get something with 4 toughness out of the way. It's also just burn damage and damage to a creature. 2-drop slot, we got Sunhome Stalwart. So this is a 2-mana 2/2 first strike Mentor. The first strike's relevant against a lot of creatures in the format, and Mentor can help get these smaller things larger. Boros Challenger, very similar. It's a 2-mana 2/3 with the added benefit of using it as a mana sink late game to pump it up a little bit more. We have Skyknight Vanguard. So this card's actually, in testing, performed a lot better than I thought. So it is a 2-mana 1/2 flying. It happens to be a knight, so this could be relevant in upcoming Standard as well, with Mardu being a knight's deck. And whenever you attack, you get to create a 1/1 white soldier creature token that's tapped and attacking. So this is kind of like a creature engine that can keep creating more creatures, and in having flying helps you get some sort of evasion. Rest of the removal is Justice Strike. So for the most part, this is a 2-mana kill whatever spell. Most creatures will have either equal power toughness or higher power than toughness. The only thing really off the top of my head that this doesn't get rid of is Green Cavalier. Cavalier Thorns, it's a 5/6, which would be relevant, but chances are if we go late game versus like a ramp deck, they're probably going to outmuster us. Then in the 3-drop slot, we have Legion Warboss, 3 of. If it goes uncheck, we'll win the game on its own. Tajic is a 3-mana haste Mentor. Against mono red decks, it prevents all the burn damage, and for 2 mana you can give a first strike, so 3 power first strike is quite relevant. And then I'm just going to round the creatures before going to the planeswalkers. We have 2 Venerated Loxodons. We're making a lot of tokens. These happen to come in tapped, and then these happen to come in tapped already because of the attack, but Venerated Loxodon is a way for we can upgrade some of these smaller creatures in the late game. Didn't want to go for the full 4, just because we're not a token strategy that will have a lot of excess creatures to get this out for free, or like how mono white used to be. We're a little bit more mid-rangey necessarily than a full-on aggro deck. Planeswalker wise, I'm playing 2 Gideons. This can give our creatures indestructible, vigilance where need be, and in itself is a good clock, especially against controlled matchups. Chandra, very similar, can buy back some of our removal spells if need be, but also is just a stream of 2 1/1s each turn that can attack into the opponent. And then finally, our card advantage engine is Chandra Fire Artisan. So I went with this one here because if it takes damage, the opponent takes damage basically, and it gives us card advantage with an ultimate that can burn them out that way. Our curve's not low enough for something like Experimental Frenzy. Risk factor was another consideration, so that might be something we want. Light up the stage. Similarly, we can trigger the Spectacle quite easy, but we're not going to be playing out multiple spells. Like, it's unlikely if we hit 2 3-drops that we'd be able to cast in the same turn. Chandra gives us a pace of 1 card per turn, and it's continual advantage. At the very worst, other than like an Elder spell, it pumps up to 5, so it's exile 1 card, deal 5 damage to your opponent, which in our deck we're aggressive, so it makes sense. So we'll see how we're doing. We are Diamond 4, so we'll play a couple of ranked matches, see how it plays in that. So we're playing Standard 2020. And we will... Oh, I guess it continues. You go to 3 wins here. So we'll play the Mentor deck. I'm going to come back with the Mono Green Stompy list. So this won't be like the final version of Mono Green Stompy. There's a lot of good cards for Mono Green that are in the new set, but I just want to kind of start playing around with some shells to see. But we'll play with Mentor first and go from there. So what do you get? 50, 150, 250. Cool. So we'll run that through. So if you're tuning in live on Twitch, we do now have the deck extension that should be right over here, so you can see the decks live. It's basically just interfaced with Aether Hub, where I post all my deck lists. If you're catching this on YouTube, the deck list will be linked in the video description down below. I also posted, I know I've been mentioning in a couple of videos, the 1,000 sub giveaway. I posted a video on my YouTube channel explaining how about the giveaway. We are giving away a playset of Lotus Fields. So all the details there and how to get bonus entries are in the video. But if you're already a subscriber, you will be included in that giveaway. In the video description there, if you just drop like what country you're part of, or that you live in that video, then I'll give you 2 entries in. I'm just trying to get a feeling of where my viewership is. It helps to kind of know when to post videos, when to stream. Like this one is a little bit earlier in the day, so this can be a growth spiral. So we'll attack in here. So this is bigger up front, but this poses more value in the long term. If we can get this going, it's a little bit better. Okay, so Chandra's Triumph. So this could be the Niv deck. They could have a counter here. So not hitting another land there is a little awkward. If we could sneak one of these Planeswalkers down, it'll be really good in this matchup. I'm going to play the Sunhome Stalwart here. Ooh, Flame Sweep. It's a little rough. So I got punished for not going Boros Challenger there. Thought they'd have a counter spell. Gotta go Narset.
I train and keep an open mind.
So really want a mountain here. Like any of these would have been good. They got Growth Spiral. So this looks like a Teamer control deck. My guess is that Growl's their win con.
I have just the trick for
Could be
this.
Kefnet as well. Yeah, it's a wilderness deck. Oh, we have drawn horribly. This could be Expansion Explosion as well. Let's go Chandra. See if they have the counter. We do have an answer for Niv, at least the first one.
Anyone need a fire starter?
And then we can always flash back Justice Strike.
These little guys are great.
We don't draw cards, so frankly I don't care about the Narset. We need to deal as much damage as possible to our opponent as quick as possible. Next turn we can do Tajic. Okay, so they have the Niv. Niv with protection mana up is good. Hey Quantum, how's it going? Okay, so they go expansion here to take Chandra. It's always good. Work pays you to tune into Twitch.
Maybe I'm not cut out to be a monk.
So the one nice thing is we do have Justice Strike up. Oh, a student? What are you studying? I think we need to get... that's sweet. Engineering, and you don't have a lot of work. That seems rare. A lot of my buddies who are in engineering ended up just working crazy hours. Sorry about that. Just getting something going on my side computer.
Focused and disciplined. Meditate and prepare.
So we got another Narset. They have an Ionize up, which we want to use as a bait spell. So I'll probably throw out a Gideon here. They're at the point where they could one-shot us. They have the Quench as well. I don't think we're winning this game. Row.
I'm all tingly. Or it might just be static.
Between Ionize, Row, helping them dig, they're basically secured to win this game. Okay, so not bad. That's probably a tough matchup. But usually, like if we could get under them, the Flame Sweep really hurt us early. We had early pressure, which was nice, but they were able to get around it. Alright, welcome to all tuning in. We are playing a Boros Mentor deck, a 2020 standard rotation proof in the best of one ranked queue. We just played against a Teamer control deck. So this hand won't do much. This hand's a little bit better. Probably Justice Strike in the dark. With our luck, we'd be playing a creatureless deck and then put away something else. Red land is what we want. This could be feather, it could be a couple different things. Instead we draw that. Managed to beat Simic Flash twice today. Yes, this is feather. So Gideon, we're just going to give this vigilance.
I believe in you, friend.
So if we can protect Gideon, it's good. Does this have vigilance? No, just indestructible. Just going to see if we can kind of play around with Venerated Loxodon and Gideon here. We probably take the hit on Gideon here, but without drawing another red land, we're a little weak. This is a buffer as well.
Bring it on.
Okay, so they get the feather. Let's
I will
go.
lend you my strength.
Doesn't matter, we're not attacking with it. So we'll go Sunhome here, and then we can Loxodon next turn, pump up the team. Gids is probably dead, so I'm probably going to double block the Arcanist here at least. It'll take a body off. Chandra's Pyrohelix. Actually, that's pretty interesting. That's a nice tech by the opponent. And somewhat sprint.
Retreat!
So you can't even say like you got cards out of their library because they just get them back. Yeah. The mana base isn't even that bad. Just some bad beats there. Alright, let's get our 50 XP and queue up again. Playing ranked since we're at Diamond. People will play a couple better decks. I want to see like how good these decks actually are, not just a matter of queuing up against random jank. I'm excited for that Stompy deck as well. Like Mono Green's been getting a lot of good stuff. The legendary Hydra Cat, the Troll. There's like a lot of good cards. New Vivian and like a base green shell. Then you got Nisa. Lots of good threats there. It's cool too with the mono green Stompy list. You can have a wish board in best of one because Vivian's ability. Alright, so this hand's sweet. So we keep here. Lead with the mountain. Yeah, at least in the ranked it looks like they changed. It's no longer best of 2 streak. It's 3, whatever happens first, 3 wins or 2 losses. Which does help with the variance a bit. Like that other game, we just didn't draw land. Like it was nothing against our ability to play the game. Okay, so because we see that, I'm gonna lead probably on Sunhome still. First strike against early creatures is more relevant. And if they drop something like the 03 Elemental Ramper. Yeah, I can't even fault that. Like, as much as I have those great top decks, you sometimes just get the random drops. Alright. Let's get me some Warboss. So this is the Flash deck. So the thing is, against Flash, if you can get an early threat down, it really helps the math. And then a lot of their stuff being, so like 2 toughness or less, the first strike's relevant here. So here we can attack in. If they're not going to flash in like Brineborn here. Yeah, they're cheap decks and they punish like slower decks. So if you're not being consistent, it's an easy way to win. So we'll just drop the Challenger here. To be honest, that was probably a misplay. We should have led with the Challenger. So shock that. As long as we keep their creatures off the battlefield, we're in a good spot. So now we have removal for whatever they flash in. This deals with the wolf as well. And we can start mentoring up onto our flyer. So I'm going to get them to do the first move. Especially when they have 4 mana up, you want to attack first because they have Frilled Mystic. So if they drop the Mystic, then they would effectively get 2 blockers. But we have a good clock and we can control their board for the time being. Okay, so we're going to put a stop on the block step. And kill this in response so they don't get to eat any of our stuff. And we'll just gain that life. So Flash is really good if you could get under a deck. This deck has early creatures that can get under them, and that's why I like stuff like Justice Strike. It scales well in the beginning of the game to the late game. think we attack again, let them make the first move, and then drop Gideon. Actually, if they go Ambusher, they can attack Gideon. But Gideon goes to 5 anyways. So they had Frilled Mystic. So to that line, we got in the damage before they could. That's okay, because what we're going to do is mentor up this now. Who also Chandra. They haven't shown an unsummon yet, so we're still going to go with this approach. Got him. So all we did there, get under the opponent, smash him for a bunch, and not let them have a chance to react. We got us a Spitfire. We're in a couple more. It's also nice just playing an aggro deck, having to like the last few decks I played were Reclamation decks, which are not quick. They're fun, for sure, but they're not quick. Gonna keep this hand. I'm gonna lead with the Healer Hawk. So this can be Flash, could be a Golos deck, could be a Ramp deck. Without knowing, lead with that. So we'll attack in. So here, to be honest, we just go like this, end turn. If they drop Brineborn, we Justice Strike them. Okay, so it's ramp. Actually, I've seen some of the Flash decks also play Growth Spiral. It helps smooth out their mana. Okay, this is Reclamation. So now we're punished. But next turn we could drop Tajic. Okay, they got Reclamation. So, punish there. We've been playing a lot of Flash decks, so... Actually... let's go Tajic first, because I want Warboss to resolve. And then Tajic insulates us versus like a Flame Sweep. Wilderness with the Scry lines is really good. You get the benefit of the Scry and then the untap. So they're not on end step, but they're going to manual. Okay. They could have just cast the spell. So here I'm just going to keep jamming stuff. If we force the counters out of their hands, we can get Chandra down. It also doesn't let them refill their hand. I want to keep them busy. If we don't draw land, we can Banneret, hold up God's Willing and Shock. If we draw land, I think we go Chandra. They can flash this back.
You ready to throw down the goblin? You ever wonder why hurricanes don't have two eyes?
They could double explosion, which they have enough mana to kill us. We can't kill Ral right now, so I think we just continue going face. It's the safest of the lines. Wow, they had to win. Why do you do? Unless they have two explosions. Makes sense. So you minus this, you double up on the mana. You go to town. Does this Target creature. Show me a counter. Ionize. Negate. So if they minus explosion. That might be what we're missing in our deck. Just Ral. It helps smooth out the deck. They did. I won't fault them. They chemistered twice.
There's a storm coming
and
your
they
way.
scryed with Ral. It's just odd to me when you're playing against like a creature deck, you purposely keep the negate. Hey, Lullaby. It's not the best right now. We're I think 2 losses, 1 win, and are probably losing this game because they're floating the mana for expulsion that they doubled with Ral. So we're going to take a ton of damage right now and likely lose the game. Oh, they have Xaxes too. 13, 14, X equals 10 times 2. Show me the expulsion. Explosion, not expulsion. How's it going with you? Come on. Pay that X so we can concede. Yep. Opponent got it. Wonder if we need more haste threats. We were playing it a couple days ago. It really is. I like when you're not playing like Nexus loops. It's like a fun kind of combo deck where you're just trying to survive, and then all of a sudden, I do like their inclusion of Ral. We went more Niv focused. They went more combo. I have a soft spot for Niv, so when in Jeskai Control and original Ravnica, or the repeated reverberation, copy it or keep this hand. We got 2-drop into 3-drop, so hopefully I want to play Cavalcade decks. Instead we're playing against all this like combo. If this is like Dimir Control, so Quantum, when you said something always have it, this is what we're talking about. Any sort of Dimir deck, always turn 2 Thought Erasure. My guess is they take the Warboss. From a timing perspective, Sunhome's not too bad, but if you have Tyrant Scorn, you can deal with it. This presents 2 bodies unless you put a stop. Just play the Mountain, play with Sunhome. It's always the case. Even so, like I've been playing tons of Golos off stream, like every Golos deck possible. Sometimes it's like, so it's a 30 land deck. The amount of times I have to mulligan because of no lands is ridiculous, first off. And then I think I got to 15 or 16 lands without hitting a Field of the Dead. Like no Golos, no field, just all the ramp and nothing to pay off. So we'll just drop Sacred Foundry here. Doing pretty poorly. That's all I like that's how I got up to Diamond. Or Platinum, whatever we are at now. Just Golos decks. That's all I play off stream. I'm gonna try after Stompy. I'm doing another Golos Skates deck, but it'll be Golos. I want to play Nicol Bolas in there, and just like all the big like Agent of Treachery. One thing too to realize with Justice Strike doesn't hit Kefnet.
I've practiced to hone your prowess.
So I think we wait a turn for Loxodon so we can protect it with God's Willing, at least against the first removal spell. Nice. Oh, they got Lily. Alright, so we're going to go to the non-ranked queue because this deck's not as good as I thought. my sample size of 2 before playing against Flash was apparently not where we needed to be. Oop. Them calling everything 2020 is very confusing. Oh, they changed the format here too with the XP. Yeah, we'll do one more. See how it goes. This deck might be better than what it is. I still think Feather's probably better. I'm not, like I said at the beginning, I'm not a Boros player. That kind of strategy is not really where I'm at. As I sit looking across as the opponent holds up blue mana, that's where I want to be. Yeah, I'll probably go this way. Opponent's on the play. I think the Mulligan. Okay, his hand's a bit more aggressive. I think we put the shock away. There's no clean replacement for Reckless Rage. Some of the... I would say it's slightly worse. Like Reckless Rage is the engine for... There's times where you can't play a creature because they'll just kill it consistently. So it's a mono green ramp. We're gonna go Boros Challenger here. Just try to go wide before Nisa comes down. So stuff like Nullhide Ferox would be scary here. Pulp Collector's not scary. So I still think we go Warboss next turn. Like that other deck we played, they played Chandra's Pyro Helix, which was nice. Okay, so we can Justice Strike that, but we can't Banneret. We can Warboss. Get that going. And then maybe that kind of slipped out of my hand, but that was their play. Well, Arena's telling me to get off. There's a system update that's coming up, so we'll wrap it up after this game just because it's probably going to get glitchy. It won't let me queue into other ones.
My heart beats in unison with the wild.
This, if you can support the triple green, Vivian's really good in a creature deck. Like right now, these two are going to just become huge.
This will be fun to watch.
And like, we can't beat... Actually, we can. So let's go... So I'm gonna fake them out, because if they block, I'll just pump it, and we take one more turn of Gruul Spellbreaker. Because then that also doesn't get bigger. Because if we killed this first with Justice Strike, then this gets bigger.
Well, you're annoying.
We also gain the 2 life from this. Yeah, Galta going away is actually pretty good. So it's just like Gruul, Riot, pump up the team. So they attack with Spellbreaker, we can attack in the sky.
My. How
Interesting. They go Paradise Druid bigger. I would imagine you go Zerta. Unless they just want to get in as much damage as possible. They got the ambush. So Viv still needs to get off the table.
I've endured worse.
Justice Strike. Take out Paradise Druid. If we draw land, we can just adapt or convoke. Plus the opponent just gets
I look forward to seeing
everything to fight our creatures.
There'll be nothing but dust when I'm done.
So another Justice Strike could be good. Gideon doesn't do much, but it distracts.
Defend the weak at every opportunity.
That's what we want at this point.
I believe in you.
It's basically take X amount of
Come and
damage.
destroy.
They can drop like Skargan Hellkite here. See what they come with.
My,
Like,
how you've grown.
This took over the game here. I'd be much more excited to play Stompy after. The fact it puts counters and gives it trample is what's relevant, otherwise we could just chump for days. They usually do updates on Tuesday, I believe, but that's not going to do much. We're just going to wrap this one up. Not going to be able to take down Vivs here. We could have, but they have an 8-7, and we're not going to come back from that. So Arena's kicking me out, so we'll wrap it up now. Try to come back later today with the Stompy deck if you want to see a sneak peek. So similar to that, so it's a Vivian Arcbow champion kind of flash style. You have Pelt Collectors, Chamber Guardians, Paradise Druids, Barkhide Trolls, one Voracious, some more Vivians, and then we just got like the Stompy package. So we got Ceratops, Cavalier gives us card advantage if we have stuff that kind of goes into our graveyard. God Eternal, soft like say a Vivian's Arcbow, can be a way to combo out with the trample, and then if we pump a lot of mana with Nissa into Finale, you can just take any random creature and give it like XX and trample and haste, so it's kind of our Crater Hoof Behemoth effect. So we'll play that one next on stream. Try to be back later today. But thanks for those who tuned in. If you missed any part of this, want to catch it, it will be on the YouTube channel either later today or tomorrow. And I did put some details on the 1,000 sub giveaway for YouTube. So we're giving away a playset of Lotus Fields. So if you want to see all the details to that and how to get bonus entries, it's on my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching and enjoy the rest of your day.